And thanks for joining us at 616 Comic Reviews. This is Aaron here. We're going to be looking at a New 52 Suicide Squad number 3. Stay tuned. Welcome back to 616 Comic Reviews. This is Aaron here. We're going to be looking at New 52 Suicide Squad number 3. It's written by Adam Glass. The art is by Cliff Richards, and the cover art's by Ken Lashley. Honestly, I like the cover concept. I like the way it was drawn, but I don't like the colors. I don't know if he did the coloring himself, but I'm more of I like pop when it comes to my colors, so it's just that might just be personal preference. Either way, I really like the way he drew Harley Quinn, especially. She looks very ferocious as she's about to bash this guy's head in. His name is Mad Dog, and that's kind of where they start out. They're waiting for evac from the last mission. So they got the package, and they're being overwhelmed by somebody named Mad Dog. They don't know exactly why he's there. They just know that he's shooting at them. So they're all kind of talking amongst each other, being blown all over the place, shit blowing up, stuff just blowing up all over the place. One of my favorite parts about this particular set of scenes is that Harley Quinn not getting a chance to enjoy herself very much while everybody else is shooting and bickering amongst each other. She's grabbed some ice cream and she's just chowing down on ice cream. Mad Dog kind of sits there and he's creeping in and he thinks he's making some ground, and he tells them that they don't give up. Of course, he's gonna kill him. And as he gets close and he's about to shoot, He's about to shoot a Black Spider. All of a sudden, Harley Quinn pops out the window, and what does she say? Oh, I just turned the gas on. Go ahead and blow that if you want. We'll all die in this place. And whereupon this Mad Dog replies that they're suicidal. Well, they are the Suicide Squad, so it makes sense. It was a very good little set of writing. I kind of liked the beginning and the way they kind of jumbled together. Harley Quinn is drawn really, really well. So basically, they're fighting, trying to wait for extraction. They get to do a few normal things. You see a little scene where Harley Quinn is kind of just going through the market, picking up things to eat. Killer Shark is just out there terrorizing, chewing things up. It's kind of them while they're waiting for evac. So they're trying to stay out of notice, trying to get food and supplies so that they can eat and stay out of view until they're evac. Go step by step. There's a interesting little scene where Harley Quinn walks in and Deadshot's in the mirror getting prepared, and there's a little flirting. A very actually sexy set of panels here with Deadshot, Harley and him almost about to get in right before Amanda Waller, the CB as I like to call him. I think you can kind of guess. Amanda Waller comes in blocking Deadshot, and it's time to get back to work. So Deadshot turns on, gets his outfits on. They all basically just preparing for evac. There's a lot of talk about the squad themselves. A lot of character building is basically what's going on while they wait until Mad Dog comes back again. Decides he's going to try one more time. And of course, there's a big attack scene where they're fighting until they get to this guy. And then this guy is one of Diablo's friends, or someone he knew. They're trying to be stashed away there. And, of course, it didn't work because Mad Dog found him anyway. So it ends up with a big explosion and Deadshot jumping out, kind of taking command that's another thing that goes on a lot in these comics at this point, is they're trying to figure out who's in command, really. Like, Deadshot's kind of like the unofficial leader. He kind of takes over. Honestly, most of the story, there's some plot points, but for the most part, the whole thing is just Mad Dog trying to attack him and take him down until El Diablo's friend dies. It's kind of like a, you know, basically setting up El Diablo's story. There's a lot of good action. Towards the end, Amanda Waller finally gets the evac team there, and the person that shows up is Captain Boomerang. And Captain Boomerang tells them that he's the new leader of the Suicide Squad. Of course, you know, they don't really have a choice, but none of them really like it, especially Deadshot in particular is not a big fan of Captain Boomerang. So that pretty much is where it ends. I gotta say, I mean, it's a big. This particular version, this particular comic is more of a character building thing. It's entertaining enough to read. You know, I read it straight through. You know, I went from I think 1 all the way to the end of this to 7, and it was, you know, I didn't have a problem reading through it. It's an important part of the story to come. But if I was gonna rate it, man, I mean, it was an important part. The characters are building, but there was no real plot push towards it. It was a whole story of them just sitting there waiting and kind of talking to each other. I mean, building rivalries and you know, team building. So because of that and the few things I had with the cover, I think I would rate it at like I'd say like a 7 out of 10. And that's because I read straight through it. It kept me going. It gives you enough interesting stuff. I mean, in particular, this panel right here was worth reading the comic for itself. Just seeing Harley Quinn interact with another male other than Joker, and seeing kind of how she interacts with men other than Joker, it's very interesting. And she had no really reason to do this other than just pure attraction. She don't get nothing out of it. So I thought it was a very interesting panel. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10 if nothing else. Just for this alone was a pretty interesting scene. So yeah, 7 out of 10, and I will see you next time.